threat of disaster is never pleasant.
Welcome to the Casual Preppers podcast.
These safety measures are essential.
The only place for prepping, survival, and entertainment.
This will be your source of survival instructions and information. Every member of the family must be coached in the business of survival.
Here are your hosts, Cam and Kobe.
It's like it's shaking in here.
Yeah. I want this to play at every high school dance.
Yeah, you do. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Like our opener somehow hits like the Spotify top 10. We ought to put it on Spotify somehow, like as a song.
We should. That's it.
Yeah, it's just
like
the opener.
10 seconds.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. High school kids like bouncing up.
Oh,
and down. Yeah.
Joints and bombs.
That's right. We still do need to make that album at some
Yeah,
point.
we do.
Welcome to the studio, Cameron. Today, we have another scenario to throw down the throats of the people listening. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Bury it deep in your throat.
Stuff it in their ear holes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this one because, I mean, this is a fear that I had all my childhood.
Is it?
Because
Yeah.
really, earthquakes, I think, are the biggest risk. So that's what we're going to talk about.
We do have a big one out here for us, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, though, I got to tell you about BattleBox. It is the monthly subscription box full of solid gear for adventure seekers, survivalists, outdoor enthusiasts, and casual preppers. Each month, BattleBox sends you the coolest selection of handpicked outdoor survival and everyday carry gear, all valued at far more than what you'd normally pay. You never know what's in the next box, but here's a sampling of what users received this month. The SOG entrenching tool.
That's awesome.
How about the Concase Rampage Edition?
Dang.
Yeah. All this badassness starts at just $34.99 per month. They've shipped over 1 million boxes and won Best Subscription Box of 2020. Our listeners get a free knife when you sign up at battlebox.com/CasualPeppers. Get your first battle box plus a free knife at battlebox.com/CasualPeppers.
Listener reviews starts now.
Went off the rails there
Get
real
off.
quick.
Just get it on. Just move on.
Let's go.
Bill McNutt.
I hope it's a real name.
I hope so, too.
I don't know if it is. This one's from Facebook. So that is his Facebook name.
Bill McNutt.
God, what a cool name.
That's a way cool.
What a cool name.
Yeah. Every girl's like, I want to get with that big nut.
And McNut.
McNut, big nut.
Go get some McNuggets and then get me a McNut.
It's
Right?
a nutter butter shake.
Yeah.
So, long-time listener, 2 episodes in and ready to take on any dentist the apocalypse might throw at.
I don't know. Like, is he really a long-time listener or is he just 2 episodes in?
I think the name sounds familiar to me.
Does it? I don't know.
Yeah. I remember a nut.
Yeah, you do.
Anytime.
Uh-huh.
I no longer go by Bozo Copperfield, the Russian spy. I got found out. I still have my EDC cape and changed my name to Kerfu.
Kerfu.
No, Kerfu. And the only known samurai with a medical sidekick rapper named Johnson Bones.
Bones.
In all seriousness, I love the show. I would recommend it to anyone looking to learn how to prep without being overwhelmed. You guys keep it simple and fun.
Oh, thanks.
Johnson Bones.
Thanks, McNutt. Bill McNutt. If you guys want to be a part of this portion of the podcast, go to iTunes, go to Facebook, leave us a 5-star review, make it awesome.
It's a mad, mad world.
Cam, I found out what I want for Christmas.
Okay.
It's early, I know, but I
Yes,
I want you to have some
Super
time.
excited, thinking ahead.
I want you to have some time to save up a little bit because it's not going to be cheap. So the title of this is called Convicted Orphanist. Orphanist. Yeah. Pyromaniacs rejoice. If you live in the U.S., you can now buy a stout little robot dog mounted with a full-blown flamethrower.
What every man needs.
Yeah, the Therminator, as it's known, was first teased by its manufacturer Throwflame last summer, and behold, it's now officially on sale. To mark the occasion, a new video shared by the company shows the RoboDog prowling through the woods as it spews flames left and right, set to the remix of, yes, the Oppenheimer score. Of course, yes.
That's awesome.
Nominally, it's not a weapon.
What? How is it not a weapon?
This fire-wielding pup is advertised for uses like wildlife control, agricultural management, and not least of all, entertainment.
Yeah.
But
That's
anybody,
what people would buy it for.
Yeah, anybody looking for a cheap thrill will be sorely disappointed. The Therminator sticker price is a whopping $9,420. So tough luck if you don't have money to burn. But the video is terrifying. You got to watch this video.
What's the dog's name?
It's
Doesn't have any cool like
Terminator.
That's
It's called
what
the
it was.
Terminator. Yeah.
I feel like that would be like the monster truck show
I know,
featuring
huh?
Terminator.
Yeah.
I want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, this thing has like LiDAR, so it has autonomous navigation too, but it goes to your phone and you have a POV view of what's going on. It also has a laser sight, so you know exactly where you're flaming.
Yeah, you're not going to throw that flame.
You actually know exactly where that's going.
But not a weapon.
It's not a weapon, okay? The Terminator can blast columns of fire up to 30 feet away.
Oh.
So, anyways, but it shows in the video, it has like a little gas tank, and they're just pouring gas into this little gas tank, and that thing just like, it's creepy looking, man. Yeah, so good luck.
So that's the new sign instead of like watchdog. You just got like
Flame dog.
Flame dog.
But yeah, I want
That's
it for
pretty
Christmas.
sweet. That's pretty sweet.
Maybe everybody could chip in that's listening. I mean, really,
Hey,
it's
maybe they could send us one.
less
for
than
review.
$1 a piece if you guys wanted to send it out.
$1 can give Kobe the Christmas
Yeah.
that he deserves.
You want me to wake up on Christmas
Only
morning?
$1.
Yeah.
Then you can do it.
Won't you want to help?
And you
a
can
person
save Kobe's
like me?
Christmas.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Have you ever wanted to go to Milan in Italy and eat ice cream after midnight?
This doesn't sound like a scenario I've thought of before, but
Well,
I don't know.
If it's your dream,
Uh-huh.
you better do it soon.
Why?
Because Milan poised to ban ice cream, pizza, and more after midnight with a new proposed law.
Do they have a lot of gremlins in town? Is that what's going on?
After a failed attempt back in 2013, Milan is once again trying to get late night ice cream eaters off its streets.
What the hell? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
With local government proposing a new law that could come into effect next month. You better get your tickets and get over there.
What?
Milan is proposing a new law to ban ice cream after midnight in an effort to protect the tranquility of the residents.
That's stupid.
For many late night gelato, for many, a late night gelato is part of Italian culture.
Sure.
But this is in danger under a new law being introduced into the city. So yeah, they're trying to ban it because it's they too many people loitering and eating ice cream.
How loud can people be eating ice cream?
Loud.
Like
you know
just-
how people are. I
know
bet you
people-
it's all Americans.
Oh, most likely.
Guaranteed.
Wow.
The goal is to seek a balance between socializing and entertainment and the peace and tranquility of its residents.
Okay.
Yeah,
Dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I know. The first time that they tried to propose it, he implemented this, but he had fierce backlash. This was the
course.
mayor,
Yeah.
Giuliano Pisapia,
That went
including
well.
reported Occupy gelato movement. He U-turned. He reported as having said after backtracking, people can eat ice cream day and night anywhere that they like.
Yeah, that's a really odd thing, man.
It's super weird, huh?
How weird.
They're like,
No.
ain't happening here in our town.
No, sir.
So
That's dumb.
that's weird news.
Yeah, that is
So
weird news.
Times are changing.
Yeah,
Times
the
are
world's
changing.
mad. I don't know what to make of it, but it is what it is. Guys, I'm really excited today because we have another scenario episode, and this one is an earthquake,
Yes.
a large one. That is a little tremor.
New York just had one, right?
Yeah, they did. There was another one today, I believe, somewhere else in the
Was it
world.
bad?
I don't
Was it
remember.
a bad
It was
one?
like I don't know. I didn't really read I just saw earthquake, and it was, you know what I mean? You know
And
how I
once
am.
again, it's another one of those earthquakes happening.
But yeah, so we're going to talk about this earthquake scenario, and as always, we're going to start with a little clip. So sit back, relax, and listen.
This is an emergency alert. A devastating 7.5 magnitude earthquake has struck Washington County. Widespread damage and significant casualties are reported. Emergency services are overwhelmed, and rescue efforts are underway. Please remain calm and avoid unnecessary travel. If you are in the affected area, seek shelter immediately. Avoid damaged buildings and stay clear of downed power lines. Due to extensive damage, widespread power outages are expected. If you have power, conserve it for emergency communication. Use text messages or social media to check on loved ones. Do not use candles if you smell gas. Schools and other public facilities are closed until further notice. Follow instructions from local authorities regarding evacuation routes and emergency shelters. check on neighbors, especially the elderly or those with disabilities. Listen for updates on the situation and follow instructions from emergency services. Stay safe, stay informed. This is an emergency alert.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like Cam said, this is a scenario that we've thought of quite a bit because of where we live here in Utah. It's one of those things that we don't have a lot that
No, we don't
threatens
shake
us.
all the time.
Huh?
Oh, you're talking about earthquakes. We don't
Yeah.
have a lot of earthquakes.
No, we don't have a lot of
It's like,
earthquakes.
we don't shake very often.
No, but that we do live near a big fault, and it is something that
Pressure's building.
Pressure's building.
It's going to
one day it's
release
gonna,
a ton.
Yeah, it's gonna blow. It's gonna blow. So we've thought about this quite a bit. So in this scenario, let's talk about what this looks like. You're at home. This is great. I love being at home. About 10 p.m. in the evening, you and your family, you're getting ready to go to bed, hopefully, and a massive earthquake hits at home. We did this one a little bit different. Usually we're like out and about when these scenarios happen. This one we're here at home.
Which is most likely going to happen.
Probably, yeah. Luckily, after this earthquake, there are no major injuries in your family. Like nobody, gets their head chopped off or, foot stuck under a big pile of concrete. Those things don't happen. Your home somewhat survives, but there is some damage to the foundation. A piece of your roof kind of collapsed in your kitchen. Several windows broke out. Obviously, like the normal stuff you would think of with a pretty big earthquake. And you've lost power, water, and gas.
For sure.
You need those things. That's very bad that you've lost those. You're also living with an elderly grandparent. I know. And at this time, they seem to be having some like labored breathing. There's an event going on, but they're like, look, I'm okay. It's fine. Just go assess the damage. Right? That's what a grandparent sounds like, I think. Is that not a grandparent?
It's good. I like that.
Okay.
Just go assess the damage.
Go ahead. Yeah, you know how they are. They're stubborn.
For sure.
It's almost like they're making you feel bad that this earthquake happened and made them have a health issue.
Yeah.
Just go assess your earthquake.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Check on the kids.
Check on the kids.
I'm going to pass.
Yeah. I'll pass here by myself.
Yeah, just give me some water. Just give me my pills. I'm on your sleep.
I got to take my back pill. So anyways,
what's for dinner tonight?
They insist that they're fine. But obviously you're going to be worried at this point about them because they're old. Old people are fragile, frail, and you're scared.
Can you change this pad underneath me? It's soiled.
Change my diaper. After this happens, you turn on the radio and you hear this radio report that you guys just heard right now, right? Your city has major infrastructure damage, which you would expect from a big earthquake like this.
Yeah.
Fires. This is a big thing that happens in earthquakes like this. They're rampant throughout the area. So
broken gas lines. Yeah, that's scary stuff.
Broken gas lines and power, issues. So there's a lot of fires going on, which means the emergency services are just backed up. You're right. What are you laughing at?
Can't stop thinking. Go assess the damage.
Go deal with your earthquake. I'll be fine.
Get some tapioca.
I only fought in World War II.
Is Germany here again?
Is that Hitler at the door?
Copper bombing again. Copper bombing, I see.
Are we in Berlin? Where are we?
Get my hat. Get my helmet and my Tommy gun. Go to work on him.
Once
no
more
crowds breaking in here.
Once more into the fray. Let's go.
All right, in all seriousness, there's an earthquake.
There's a friggin' earthquake. Many of the roads are impassable, obviously.
Yeah.
Including the major highways out of town. So it's not like...
to me, I just picture Land Before Time.
That's 100% what I'm thinking. Cars tipped on their
your
front.
house is like 300 feet above mine, and I'm like, find a green valley.
And I can throw stuff at your house now.
Tree star, flip it down there.
Yep. Cell phone towers, they're down. They shook loose and all the wires came unplugged or something. You don't have any cell phone. You don't have any internet. The only comms that you have is the local radio station who is able to keep broadcasting.
Play the same song over and over.
Yes. It's that same Queen song over and over. There is an emergency shelter that is set up downtown now. They did this pretty quickly. Good job, guys.
It's like they knew it was coming.
They knew it was coming. Biden called it like an hour earlier. There's something coming.
There's an earthquake covered. Get your waters, and there's a big wave going to hit you.
Yeah. Hold on to your butts. So this is at the local community center, and it's about 10
Biden's
miles away.
actually the person you have in your house that
You're
you're
right.
taking care of.
Uncle Joe is the guy who's there. So this community center is about 10 miles away. So it's not just right around the corner. It's a little bit of
Oh, that's good. Okay. I didn't see
jaunt.
that.
Well, that's what it is, okay?
Yeah.
They have backup generators there. They have basic medical help available. All the stuff you would want to have in an emergency like this. On top of everything that's happening, there's a major thunderstorm rolling in.
Yeah.
Let's just put some icing on the cake.
Seriously.
Right?
To wash away all the rubble.
You know that's exactly what's going to happen,
Yeah.
though, right? Here, it's probably going to be a snowstorm
It would be.
or a heat wave. It's one of the
That's
two.
my biggest fear.
A heat
Just
wave.
a big heat
Yeah.
wave and everything shut off.
Yeah. So luckily, you got a friend. He lives about a mile down the road.
You got a friend.
That's right. You do have a friend in me. He's a fellow prepper, which is awesome. After using your two-way radios to catch up with him, it seems his home has fared much better than yours. And he's like, hey, look, if you guys are in a bad way, you can come stay with us. You know?
That's awesome.
I think it's one of those offers that he doesn't want you to take, but he's giving it to you anyways.
Hey, yeah, I see your house. Bro.
Yeah.
You can come and stay
Yeah.
with us.
Or, I mean, it'd be a cool story to stay at home, too, and just make
you
it
could
through.
like get a lot of social media pictures
Yeah.
and stuff.
It's up to you. I'm just putting it out there.
That's
if you
how
wanna
I would
come.
be.
And your wife's in
Very-
the background. Let them come. Tell them
And she's in the background loading your stuff in the house already.
She's already there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tawny's in.
She's already over at your house.
She's in my truck, putting stuff in there.
Wait a minute.
I've tied her up. She's in my truck. Just
Yeah.
waiting for the earthquake. So with the extent of the damage, it looks like you're probably in for months of rebuilding for your home and your community. It's not just like this little thing that tomorrow everything's going to be fine. It's a big
You got
deal.
knocked off your feet and you're fine. Everything's still.
You fell over, you wake up, everything's fine.
Yep.
No, this is going to be a big deal that you have to deal with. But your biggest concern is the immediate aftermath of this, and how do you navigate it, right?
Yeah.
So what are some of the key areas of concern that we might have in the aftermath of this earthquake?
Yeah. There's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot.
Yeah.
Because this is definitely like, I don't know, 6, 7 magnitude.
7.5, I think.
Is that what you said?
Isn't that what it was? I can't
Oh, you
remember.
said,
It's
okay.
7.5.
Doesn't matter.
That's a big one.
That's a big one.
That's
Yeah.
not a little one.
Yeah. So, obviously, the safety and stability of your home and the safety of those within it. Now,
Right.
that's going to be the first thing I'm going to worry about. It's like,
Yeah.
can I stay in here? Am I all right to finish this show?
Yeah. Yeah. I was in the
so-
middle of a nap and I want to finish.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to be concerned about that.
Sure.
Well, one thing is, after these big earthquakes, it's like, is gas leaking?
Yeah.
Is there a water leak? And yet, and you know, this, like you said, the foundation's no longer stable. So, I mean, your house got rocked, literally. And but the other thing to worry is like we have close neighbors. It's like, you know, maybe
Yeah.
you take care of your own home, but then they just have the gas leaking out all night.
And it's a fire next
Yeah.
door.
Yeah, or it's on fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
All conveniences and modern tech that we have are now kind of a threat to us. You know, it's like
Yeah.
power lines hanging down and scary stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing, like you were just saying, is like maybe your neighbor's house is on fire. Your house is on fire.
My wife is home.
And then
Yeah.
and then you have the fear of aftershocks.
That's what scares me.
you don't
about
know when and
yeah.
how strong. Why aren't they called afterquakes? Because it's not a shock.
It's not an earth shock.
It's not electrocution.
Yeah, it's not an earth shock.
I don't get it.
Then it would be an aftershock, so it'd be earthquake.
Yeah, exactly.
Afterquake.
Should be an afterquake.
Postquake.
Somebody screwed that up and just went with it.
Yeah.
Anyway. And then to complicate things even more, you're like, if I stay here, do I have shelter from this oncoming this oncoming storm?
Yeah.
What kind of complications is it going to bring?
Bad ones, probably.
You have a hole in your roof. You
Yep.
have no kitchen.
Yeah.
And your grandpa or whatever's dying on the couch.
He's flopping and twitching in the beanbag chair down in
Yeah.
the basement.
Yeah.
You got to figure out something.
So yeah, for sure. You're
Yeah.
thinking about that.
Yeah.
How long you can stay there,
Mhm.
and is your family safe? The other thing is you've got kind of a medical problem that you're trying to deal with.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know how serious this is. Can we take our time to get everybody to safety or is it urgent? Do I need to get this elderly person out and somewhere that they can,
and it's
be
like,
taken care of?
It's like we talk about sometimes in emergencies like this. It's like cascading problems that happen.
Sure.
So obviously the big problem was the earthquake, but all of these other things start to. It's like you throw the first domino over and a bunch of stuff starts to hit, right? Now you have a medical emergency, and now you have a storm coming, and now you have fires and whatever else.
And
you know what I mean?
That's more realistic. It's like you think about the one problem, you prepare for the one problem, but it's going to be a cascade.
It's several, right?
Yeah. So, and I mean, it's 10 o'clock. Power's out. Like
It's dark.
It's dark, and a storm's rolling in, so it's probably cloudy, even if it were a full moon. So it's pretty crappy and scary. Scary.
Yeah.
The other thing is, what kind of food and water is going to be available? Are your preps down in the basement destroyed or flooded, or is it, so you're worried about that too. Interruption of services in the long run. The town isn't going to get delivery of food and things like that. It's like, how long can if I lose my home, like, then what am I going to do?
100% my kids would be door dashing right at that moment. Like, I'm hungry, I get DoorDash.
That's how everybody probably will be. They're like, why is it not going through?
What's happening?
And then the travel ability, roads are destroyed. How far can you even get if you decide to leave or take somebody into town to the hospital or something like that? It's like, can I even get very far? Is it going to be a bigger risk? As the earthquake has put the town
Community
600 feet
here.
higher.
Yeah.
You're never going to make it there again.
I know.
And then what's your long-term plan? And that's what we'll talk a little bit more about is, you've got to decide pretty quick what you're going to do. Is it too unsafe? Are you going to leave? Are you going to go stay with somebody? Like, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, in this situation, it's not like you can just hang out for a minute and, take your time.
You got to be moving around.
Yeah.
You got to have your head on a swivel.
That's right. Yeah, you got to
make a decision.
You got to make a decision. You know what is a really good decision?
It's an easy decision.
Element. That's one of the best decisions I've made today. Because electrolyte deficiency or imbalance can cause headaches, cramps, fatigue, weakness. And as people who want to be prepared and ready for anything, the last thing that you need is something that will slow you down when you need to be ready the most. And that's why we at Casual Preppers have teamed up with our friends at Element. It is a tasty electrolyte drink mix with everything you need and nothing that you don't. We think Element is perfect for bug-out bags and EDC kits. Why? Because it contains a science-backed electrolyte ratio. 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 mgs of magnesium, baby. Casual Preppers listeners can get a free Element sample pack when you make any purchase through our exclusive Casual Preppers link. That's one packet of every flavor. You get to taste the rainbow,
then
baby.
You got the best one.
They also offer no questions asked refunds on all orders. You don't even have to send it back.
That's so crazy to me.
This offer can be claimed by first-time and returning Element customers. So every time you use our link, you get that free sample pack. That's a freaking good offer. So go check out our link, drinkelement.com/casualpreppers. That's drinklmnt.com/casualpreppers. Get your order in your free sample pack.
So
I can't
good.
recommend
I had one
it enough.
today. Delicious.
I'm drinking one right now.
Yeah. What kind?
This is citrus.
Yeah, I had one.
I'll take a drink.
It's delicious.
All right. So let's start looking at what our plans are. What are the different choices we have? In plan A, it's always bugging in.
Yeah.
Stay put.
All your stuff's there.
Do the best you can, right? In this plan, you decide it's best overall to just stay at home, right? There's going to be a lot of things you're going to have to do to stay at home, though. So let's talk about what that is. You're going to have to assess the damage, and you're going to have to make some immediate repairs. Basically, they're going to be Band-Aid fixes for the hole that's in your ceiling and your windows and all that kind of stuff, right? Because you have that coming storm. It's on its way, and you need to do what you can to storm-proof the windows, the holes in your home, because you don't want to flood. You don't want everything wet. You need to stay warm.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the first thing you're going to have to do is figure that out. Once you know everybody's like safe and nobody's dying.
You good? All right, help me tarp this up.
We're going to have to tarp this up right now. So the next thing you're going to want to do is assess your supplies, and that means food, that means water, meds, first aid, communications. And if that is your plan to stay home, you've got to make that plan for the next coming days and the coming weeks to stay at home and do what needs to be done.
Yeah. I always think about this one because it's like, This might be one of those scenarios where you're moving your stuff into a safer location, like maybe off or outside the house or something. Because I'm like, all your food's gonna get crushed and you can't get to it or flooded.
Yeah. Is there flooding? You don't know what's going to be happening right here. So, do you have plenty of water, food, meds? Do you need a resupply soon? Were you stupid and haven't been to the store, or you don't have any sort of supply? And you're going to have to figure out what that looks like. Do you need to look at a rationing plan because of that? Maybe, but probably not. I would hope that you'd be okay for a couple of weeks, right? Hopefully you've done some work.
I'm immediately rationing.
I am too. Not letting my kids eat anything.
Yeah.
Dad's got to stay strong. I got to
fast for 72 hours.
That's right.
Then we'll figure it out.
Hopefully you've done some work before this and you have some preps and you have some things ready, right? Power is going to be another big thing because you've lost power. Luckily, you do have that emergency radio, and that is, probably one of those three. You get battery, you get solar, and you get crank, right? And that's going to be your lifeline throughout this whole ordeal because it's basically your only communication to what's happening out there.
Yeah.
And it's so important to understand what's happening as it's happening as soon as you can. From what you're hearing on this radio, most of those services are going to be a week to several weeks before they come back online.
Yeah.
So it's not like you say, we'll just deal with it tonight. Power's going to be back on in the morning. Gas is going to be back on. Water. It's going to take a long time to get this stuff figured out.
And even when it is, it's like contaminated water that's coming through.
And so those battery backup banks and solar banks are going to be super crucial to kind of keep those few little things that you might need going. You can't just use your gas stove to cook now. That's not going to work. So you're going to have an alternate method. You do have that barbecue outside with that propane. That's probably going to be your primary cooking for this next, few days or weeks or whatever it is. But how much propane do you have? Is that going to run out? And if and when it does, what is your alternate at that point?
Yeah.
You need the alternate to the alternate, right?
Just eating dry macaroni at that point.
Well, you obviously could do that. There's
Coke and macaroni.
Coke and macaroni.
Preferably.
Yes. So you got to figure out what that is and start making a plan for whatever that is. Sanitation becomes an issue here, especially with no water. Who knows what the plumbing looks like? Can you still flush even if you have some water?
Someone didn't flush, for sure.
There's a turd in the toilet. Every toilet, probably. Probably every toilet.
Yeah. Exactly.
They're all full. It was Grandpa, probably. No, it's definitely the kids. Definitely the kids.
Now he's sporting it in his drawers.
That's right. I'll just sit here in my turd drawers.
Don't mind me. Get that tarp pulled across.
Yeah, go deal with your
He's
earthquake.
Just shouting out commands, You got to tie it down over there. That ain't going to work.
You go deal with your fancy earthquake. I'll be fine on the couch. That's what he's saying. You might have a natural water source nearby, which could be helpful if the sewer is still working.
Yeah.
It's like if you could pour some water in that toilet and get it to flush, that's great. You probably don't want to drink straight out of that natural source, but you could use it, to purify.
And just crap in that natural source.
That's thinking. That's right. You could do that.
Yep. That broken pipe's just a bidet.
That's right.
Stand over it.
Yeah. We ain't using toilet paper. We got a spurting pipe in the basement. You go stand over that.
Yeah. I repaired it all but a little tiny hole.
Yeah.
Let's go spray things off.
Not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah. So if that doesn't work, you're probably left to like some sort of a portable toilet or cat holes in the backyard.
Yeah.
So
I was just looking on, I got an random one of those funnels that go onto a bottle. Have you seen those?
Yeah.
You just cup over your private part and pee. I'm like, that's a good idea. I should
sure
own some of those.
Use that for long haul truckers.
Yeah.
Man.
So if anybody's listening that works for that company,
send one over.
Send one over.
Cam wants to do
I'll
video.
pee right in it.
Cam wants to do video on it.
I do want to do video.
You do. So
everybody wants me to do a video.
I'm just giving the people what they want. That's all I'm doing.
Hey, this is testing gear. I don't.
Make sure to send the
Don't send
large
me to
funnel.
jail.
Send me the large funnel. The little one ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
Been there, done that.
I need a huge one.
I got stuck in the last one.
With the big mouth threads.
That's right. During times like these, sometimes people get a little nasty.
Mm-hmm.
They start to
Stink?
Active.
Oh.
Yeah, that's you for sure. I'm talking more about like people start to loot and riot, maybe.
For sure.
Right? Like that's something
Immediately.
Immediately. Ground shakes, you go right to Radio Shack.
Just busted your own windows out and run into town.
Yeah. It just, it sets off some weird thing in your brain.
It does. Some people
right?
are just like, well, everything's on fire. Might as well steal that TV.
I need some new shoes.
Might as well take that side-by-side home.
Put it next to my other two that I already bought. Ensure
Wonder
that
how busy those like 4-wheeler and like side-by-side places are going to be.
Yeah, I know.
They're
Earthquake
gonna get hit hard right off the bat.
2% financing during an earthquake. Every aftershock is $100
I'm getting a
off.
Kawasaki earthquake. The Yamaha aftershock.
Yeah, afterquake. Ensure that your home is secure in case of potential looters, rioters, intruders, all that kind of stuff, you know. Keep your doors and windows locked if they're still on their hinges, and consider reinforcing points of entry if needed. You know, obviously, we hope it doesn't get bad, but this is just in case. In the Chile earthquake in 2010, there was an 8.8 magnitude earthquake down there. There were
For some reason, I think it was meaning chilly like winter.
no,
In a chilly night.
This is the
that
South
was
American
that
country.
was a big sucker.
There were reports of looting and riots in some cities, prompting the government to declare curfews and deploy military forces down there after this earthquake.
Wow.
The severity of the earthquake, which affected basic services and led to significant infrastructure damage, was a major factor contributing to the disorder. So there's actually precedence for this. This happens in earthquakes.
Yeah.
People get a little nuts because of, you know, all the damage of the infrastructure, and people think, hey, I can do whatever I want.
It's the end of the world.
Yeah, so just be aware of that. You got to keep Grandpa happy and entertained, and the kids as well. So over the next few weeks, you got to have. There might not be power. You know, you can't just go down and play pickleball at the church or whatever you're just playing pickleball. So you need to have some entertainment options for their mental health, right? Games, books, even some tasks. Yeah.
That's
Even
like
it's not plugged in. There's no power. Maybe you got a funnel.
Just have
you
the
could pee
kids
into a
draw
bottle.
pictures and just keep changing them out.
Grandpa would be like, I love this video game.
These kids, get away from the TV.
I'm watching my shows. Grandpa, TV ain't been on in a week.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm blind.
Yeah. Okay. And so you got to keep the grandparent healthy, right?
Yeah.
You got to keep him watched over. It's going to be a big priority. In
That's
this
a tough one
situation.
you threw in there. It's like, ugh.
I know, it makes it really
Gotta
tough.
deal with this.
So do you have the skills and the equipment necessary to keep them healthy, to do what you need to do? I don't know. I mean, I don't even know what you would need. I'm guessing I put in there a pulse oximeter,
Bedpan.
blood pressure cuff,
Yeah.
like basic OTC meds, or a medical book for reference so you can maybe look up the symptoms. I don't know. What are you going to do?
It's true. Yeah.
Saying dumb stuff. Can't breathe good.
Yeah.
Well, he's got diabetes. What
You
is
got
that?
syphilis.
He's
For
got-
sure.
Got that back in the war.
He got a tick wound.
He got old tick.
He must have got bit by a tick.
Yeah.
Kids, he's going to be a goner.
We need to check his body for ticks. Take off Grandpa's
That was
pants.
just a bunch of skin tags. It ticks all over.
I pulled off 4 skin tags. He's bleeding everywhere. Oh, no.
I couldn't tell.
Skin tag.
I've had a lot of people come into clinic
Really?
with that. They're like, I think I got an insect. And it's just like a mole or a skin tag. I'm like, no.
You got a disgusting mole, bro.
Yeah, you're just gross. Get out.
That's pretty funny,
Yeah.
actually. So, like with your comms plan, you need to continue to monitor the radio broadcast because you need to get the latest up-to-date information. You might want to just keep that sucker running 24/7 because
Seriously.
that becomes also a sort of entertainment. I mean, it's not necessarily like super entertaining listening to the guy drone on about, but it's like it's something to listen to, right? It drowns out Grandpa's heavy breathing, so that's good. This is why it's really nice to have that 3-way powered radio because you can
I
keep that
guarantee
thing
they're
going.
playing some Mexican music on one channel.
You can find it all the time.
Like, it's crazy.
It's always
You can be
there.
out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And the only one that comes in is like
some AM station that's playing mariachi
and it's crystal
music.
clear.
Yeah.
You're like, geez.
How are these people doing
They're
it?
behind you in a car. Broadcasting.
It's like they're right here. I don't get it.
So anyway, at least you have something to listen to.
Yeah, exactly. Even though you're staying home, it's probably a good idea to consider what it's going to look like if you do need to leave, if you have to bug out.
Yeah.
So you may already have a bug out plan, but at this point, you want to update that sucker because you're in a very specific
Can't
situation.
get to the front door now. We only got
Yes, we're going out the window.
one exit.
I don't know. But you want to update that to the very specific scenario and the very specific limiting
Yeah, I think
factors.
you have to go over it again. It's all
Yeah.
changed.
You want to be ready to do that. And then be aware of those aftershocks or afterquakes, like Cam likes to call them, for the next week or so for sure. So you want to prepare your home for that because they're probably going to come. And so you want to secure that heavy furniture, strap down grandpa, anchor and brace TVs, anything that's on the wall, or just bring them down. That's probably the smarter thing to do.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. Check all those utility connections. Make sure that there's clear exits if you need to run out the house. Have an emergency kit ready to go and inspect and repair any existing damage that you can. There's
That's
a lot.
what it is, man. You repair all that, and then there's an aftershock, and it's like breaks everything.
It kicks something over.
I mean, I'm done.
This house is done. I'm not dealing with it anymore.
Storm's coming.
Yeah. So what are the pros in this plan? Number one, you don't have to leave.
Yeah.
That's a good pro.
That's a big pro.
The streets are unsafe. The town sounds like a friggin' mess. You get to avoid the crowds of angry, injured, frantic people.
Yeah.
Those are the worst kind of people.
Help me.
Sir, help me. It's like an NPC in a video game or
Family.
something.
Yeah. Help me.
Help me. You walk back past them again. Help me. You just keep doing the same thing over and over.
I already did that.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
So you get to stay where you are the most comfortable. It may not be super comfortable now, though. Your house got hit by an earthquake and your roof caved in.
Your mattress is soaked in spraying water.
Yeah.
Yeah, sleep on it.
It's all good, though. It's more comfortable than being outside. Right?
True.
You can start to repair the damage and keep your home ready for those aftershocks that might be coming. You can keep your grandparent where they feel more comfortable. You don't risk further stress on them
That's
with
true.
travel.
They don't want to go anywhere.
They want to stay
Haven't
home.
left that couch
watch
for
your
3
shows.
months.
Mm-mm.
In fact, they've been dead for 3 months.
You got to check on them. Check on them regularly because they die. They could just die out
Yeah,
of
they
nowhere.
can.
Out of nowhere.
It's like SIDS, you know?
Yeah.
Old people just stop breathing.
They do. And you can stay together and you can gather intel for additional decisions to be made, right?
Yeah.
For your cons. What are the cons of this? Your house ain't safe, probably.
No, you don't know. You don't know how safe it is.
No, you
It's like,
don't. I'm not a structural engineer.
No, that crack's been there for a while.
I swear that crack was there before the
There's that
earthquake.
wall there. Well, I thought we were missing a wall.
Did we always have a hole in the ceiling?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Honey, were you I can't remember. Were you redoing this room? Or was that
Were
did
we
it all fall
repainting
down?
this?
You wouldn't tell in our house. Like,
Yeah, you never know.
I have a broken washing machine in the front room right now and half painted.
Yep.
Just happened, or has it been this way?
Did we have an earthquake? I don't remember.
She won't appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm just saying.
He's just saying.
It's just dirty in there. No.
That's what she said. Utilities aren't on. You don't have any gas. You don't have any power. You don't have any water. That's bad.
Yeah.
It's not a good place
It
to
would
be.
be pretty, like, you're like, why do I stay here?
Yeah. Why am I
Can't
paying for
shower.
this place? Yeah. Your
You're
grandparents.
guaranteed you're going to get a huge water bill.
Mm-hmm.
It's that leaky pipe.
Mm-hmm. Your grandparent may get worse, and you've just wasted time
Yep.
trying to tarp up your kitchen while he's dying. So, or her,
Just tarp
she could
him
be
up.
dying. Yeah. Wrap him in a tarp.
Keeping you safe.
We don't want you to start stinking.
Once you
Roll you up in
cut a
his
hole
carpet.
in front of his mouth.
Yeah.
He breathe. We'll pour some liquid in there
This
from
is,
time to time.
yeah, if there's grandparents listening, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
we really are.
That's true. That's
we're
true.
nice to our
There probably
grandparents.
is.
We are really nice to our grandparents.
Yeah.
I am. I don't know about you. Are you nice to grandparents?
Tawny's nice. She takes care of her grandma.
There you go. Yeah.
I don't have any anymore.
So, What is the gear needed? There's a whole bunch of crap you're probably gonna need. I'm gonna say food, water, meds, comms, building supplies.
Yeah.
I just had my wife made me throw away a whole bunch of wood at our house.
That's hard.
I've had.
I know. Of course, she tells you to throw away stuff. No.
And there are 9,000 serums on our counter.
Yeah.
That gets to stay. I don't get it.
The bottles can be cut in half and make a wall.
That's yeah, they're building materials. But no, it was really
But
hard.
it is
to throw
hard.
them away.
Yeah,
I kept
because it's
some.
really junky, leaving that stuff around. I keep telling my wife, I just don't want to throw it away. But
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm about to build a new house.
But I really want to keep it. Like a lot of the wood is actually really good wood. It's good wood. I don't know.
Tastes like pink.
In wood. Anyways,
Yeah,
that's plan A.
that's a good. Sorry, yeah,
Took
that's
forever.
a great one.
I'm sorry.
No, well, I kept making.
Yeah, you
jokes,
didn't
and it's
shut up through
super
that whole
serious.
thing.
Super serious. Plan B. So this is a different one.
Okay.
We haven't talked about something like this.
No.
Basically, you accept that hesitant invite
Yeah.
that your friend extended. He's like, you can go move with us, I guess. But really, like, you're close to them and they're a prepper. So
Yeah.
they do have more supplies. And in this case, you're like, I feel comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Do you feel comfortable with it? Boom. We just become best
and this
friends.
is actually like a real situation I could see happening.
Yeah.
It's like
Yep.
with us even. Like something happens, your house is torn to pieces.
Yeah.
And yeah, okay. come
Shredded
stay with
by
us.
the earthquake.
Yeah, come
Shredded.
stay with us, I guess.
Yeah. So, so you assess your home. You're like, I can't fix this. This is a mess. It's too unsafe. So you decide to go to your prepper friend's home. There's a couple of things you think about. You don't want to put your family in an awkward and difficult situation with the community center. You
Right.
don't want to go take a risk to driving 10 miles into town, and you don't want to be around a lot of weirdos.
No.
And so you're like, this is the best thing. I know them. Your kids and stuff have things to do and people to talk to. It's like, we won't turn into weirdos.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it's going to last, but you don't know. And the other thing is, gather what you can.
Mm-hmm.
This is why a bug out bag is important in this situation. It's
sure.
like you're not going to the mountains, but to take those supplies that just make life way more convenient, and you're not bothering that family as much because you have supplies for each of you.
Yeah.
So you bug out to their house. The other thing is you might want to grab a little additional gear. It's like, I'm going to grab my pillow, my blankie.
For sure.
Taking that with me.
Yeah.
But it's like those things you can probably just gather up real quick if it's safe.
I would assume that, like, if I say I was going to your house and it's
Yeah.
about a mile away, I would just load up my truck
Me
with
too.
whatever I could.
Me too.
Right?
Yep.
I
Because
don't know.
it's like if your house is still accessible, it's
Right.
like I'm going to throw in as much as I can. I'm going to throw in some of my food and water that I
Yep.
can, and then I'm going to go there and then I'm going to try and primarily use my stuff to not tap into yours.
Right.
Or we'll just use all your stuff. I ain't going to get into mine.
That's right.
So that
You're
I'm
staying
not
at my
opening
house.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's. I mean, really, this is why you build a bug out bag. It's
For sure.
less likely, like we said, it's not going to be that super sexy, like going out in the wilderness, kill a deer, and live like it's a never coming home.
I mean, if
bag.
you see a deer on the way over, you could kill it.
Might as well. Nobody cares.
Nobody
now.
cares. You just had
An
an
earthquake and a storm's rolling.
Pretty
in.
sure all laws are
You
out
need
the
all the
window.
meat you can get.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I put in there, gather all the essential items that you think will be helpful and necessary. Your jammies, your bedding,
Jam, jellies,
jam and jellies.
Yeah.
All your condiments you're gonna take with you.
ketchup, mustard,
Yeah.
hot sauce.
Do you have Frank's Red Hot? All right, I'll get that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely gonna take as much as I can.
Sure.
And
Medications.
then some
Stuff.
things to really consider. Yeah, medications. Is how long are you planning to be there? Like, I feel like I would want to give you a time frame. Look,
Yeah.
we're gonna stay with you when we leave here next month.
Next month?
We're gonna try to not. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna try and not overburden you with
Yeah.
being there for very long. So you got to kind of think like, I'm gonna take some supplies and some stuff that we can kind of get by to not burden them, and then hopefully get back or go somewhere.
Right.
The other thing too is, what if another quake happens, and that's and it does destroy their house? It's like
Afterquake.
the afterquake hits them too. So But anyway, yeah. Hopefully some or all of their utilities are working. Maybe they have some power, but they also have a home that's working. So backup power and generators are going to be helpful. So, whatever things that you can bring along, but it gives you a lot more comfort and stability. Even if, the whole town is out of power, you still got a house that you can.
Right. It's a house that's not
comfortable and you can run an extension cord from a generator into your home.
Yep.
So, but yeah, what are the pros and cons? Excuse me. I'm getting choked up thinking about Kobe letting me come in. So the pros, you're safe and you have a shelter. Storms rolling in, you got a roof over your head.
Yep.
For the time being until the afterquake hits you. You're close to your own supplies. You're not very far if you need to keep going back and forth. You're like, it's safe enough. I can keep bringing some of the supplies as I move into your bedroom. That's all right.
All four of us on the bed.
We'll do it so that my feet towards your head and my wife's feet towards your wife's head. And then,
the genitals are still touching.
It's true. The bottoms.
Yeah.
But anyway, and you don't have to sleep near and interact with weirdos in the community. That's kind of a scary thing if you went into the community center.
That's true, yeah. It's very true.
Your friend and neighbor is less weird.
Less weird than those. Yeah. Okay.
Considering he's a prepper, obviously he has more supplies or should have more supplies that can kind of keep him and his family safe and sustainable as well as someone else.
Right.
If he's willing. And it lowers the chances of communicable diseases.
Yeah, that is something that scares me in that
People
scenario.
are gross and disgusting.
Yeah, they really are.
Like,
all of them.
All their kids are like snot-nosed and they've never had any vaccines. And so it's like...
Or they've had all the vaccines and they're growing extra arms and stuff.
Yeah, the extra boosters that no one recommended. Why'd you get that?
It was on the menu. I don't know.
It's free. Medicaid paid for it.
That's so true.
So they're all immune to everything and you die because you had to pay out of pocket. Better safety, obviously, because you're with another family, you're with, another man. And so you can kind of like guard at night and take care of each other. So it does give you more safety.
I'll stay up at night.
I'll watch your kids. They can stay in my bedroom.
I'll put them in the jammies for you.
I ought to change your grandpa's panties.
It's the same diaper that your kids use.
Now him I ain't taking.
Yeah. You can leave him in a truck.
I take your kids and your wife and you, it's fine. But I'm not taking that old man.
Old people.
I don't need their diseases. We're super rude to all the old people. But I will take his rascal battery. Pull it out.
I'll power our radio for 2 weeks. Get that pacemaker out of his chest.
I need any power source I can get. Those batteries last about 5 years.
That's right. Nuclear power, like Iron Man.
Amazing. The other thing that I think as a group is you're making like group decisions. It's kind of helpful to have somebody else that's not just you and your wife not making a decision. That's what would happen with us.
It's just like us
should we go? Should we leave?
Where should we go to eat for dinner?
Should we open this MRE? It kind of gives you a little more stability that way too.
You can bounce ideas off.
You can bounce ideas off from each other. Yeah. The other thing is like sanity. You feel like you can share that burden a little bit
for sure.
They're like helpful and you don't have to worry as much because, they're taking care of you and your kids are sleeping in their room and
that's right.
It's totally good. But yeah, those are all the pros. The cons, your burden is their burden.
Right.
That's another thing is you pull in some problems that you unfortunately are dumping on them too.
Right.
And there's psychological issues that arise with that. Like my wife would be worried to death and be sick.
There's no way your wife would come stay at our house.
No, she wouldn't.
She wouldn't.
She'd feel so like bad about it that she would just die along with her grandpa.
You guys can go, but I'll stay here.
Exactly. Shivering as the thunderstorm rolls in.
Yeah.
The other thing is how long can your friend sustain you that you're, he's sacrificing his foods and all of his resources for you to stay there. It's like
price of friendship, bro.
That's true.
It is what it is.
But that is a con. You're lowering your both your ability to survive.
Right.
The other thing is Trying to stay out of their way. It's always awkward when you stay at someone's place. It's like, I need a shower, but you got to shower too. And
oh my gosh,
and the kitchen thing.
It's the most awkward thing
making
ever.
food, and it's an awkward thing.
I was driving to Vegas
That's
with
a
me and
con.
my wife. We were going on a trip to Vegas. On the way, I had a buddy who lives in Cedar City, right? So it was on the way, and I'm like, hey man, he's like, you should stop here and hang out for the night, stay at our house. And I'm like, this is great. Okay, fantastic. We'll do that. We hadn't seen him in a while. So we hang out for the night. We do our thing, and we stay like in one of their kids' rooms or something, right? And we get up in the morning, and I got up probably at like 8 a.m. or something, right? So I'm like, all right, I guess we'll shower, and because we showered. So by the end of that,
You
like,
and your friend?
yeah, we showered together. No, my wife and I showered. So it's maybe like 8:45. So we go in the living room. We waited for an hour and a half, and they were still asleep.
Oh yeah, that's
right?
awkward.
It's
You're
like
I gotta get going.
it's like 10:15, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Finally, I'm like, I left a note and just left.
Yeah,
It's the most awkward
there's
thing in the
stuff
world.
like that. Like, yeah, you see the life that your friend lives.
I'm like, I can't. What are you doing, man? You knew I was here. You slept in till 10:30. I don't even know what time they woke up.
Yeah, maybe they died.
No, they texted me later on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're like, this is like a murder suicide.
Yeah,
I want to go in their bedroom and see this.
it was very awkward.
That is, it's awkward. So there's that plays into this too. It's just like it's comfortable and you're thankful for it, but it's also it's
awkward, man.
Yeah. So what kind of gear do you need for this? Obviously, your bug out bags need to be ready to go so that you can throw them in, and if as soon as you get them in the truck, the house collapses. Thank goodness you got your bug out bags. It just makes packing the essentials
Easier.
way easier.
Yeah.
You're ready to go. I mean,
Yeah.
you really don't have to grab the other supplies, but you will.
Yep.
The other thing is you need an actual friend,
Yes.
somebody that's
Not easy.
willing to do something like this. You got to
That's
be
not
close.
easy.
It would be super hard.
Yeah.
Obviously, you need a vehicle that can transport items, either theirs or yours. Long-term plan. You've got to. I think you've kind of got to have some kind of plan of like, look, we're gonna We're gonna stay here for this amount of time.
We're gonna do 3 days.
Yeah, and we're
reassess.
gonna get out. Like, don't
Yeah.
go into it just like we'll stay as long as we have to.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry about that. So yeah. Anyways,
I like that.
So
Plan B.
that's kind of a different plan. One that in prepper community we talk about having your prepper group, and this is where it would play into that. I mean, this would be a great situation for you to use that prepper.
And this is where it really comes, like knowing your neighbors, the people in your community, like having those relationships. Because if you're just like one of those preppers who shuts himself off from all the people around him, like this is
and
not,
your house is destroyed, it's
What do you
going to
do?
be super weird.
Like, you
nobody's
don't
gonna
have that
want your
option.
weirdness
No.
in their home.
Heck no.
Like, no, you said no.
Yeah.
But yeah. Speaking of weirdness, no, with a prepping plan, food and water, power, protection, they're all significant areas of prepping that need your attention. Self-reliant medical care is no exception. The Prepper's Medical Handbook by noted wilderness medicine expert and survivalist William W. 4G.
The man himself.
MD provides the basis of prevention, identification, and long-term management of the survivable medical conditions that you will face. Guaranteed. You need a book that you can quickly reference to take care of your grandpa that's dying on the couch. This book's going to come into play here big time.
You're definitely gonna need it.
Yeah. I really like the organized structure of this book. It's easy to access like quick medical problems that you're probably going to face, and it doesn't have a lot of medical jargon that's confusing. It's easy to understand. It's easy to access. And the other thing is you can build your bug out bag and your FAQ from the directions that are in the book.
So awesome.
Super essential for your prepper library. Go get one at thepreppersmedicalhandbook.com. Go get 10. Whatever. And
Give
get
one
it,
out to all your
or go
neighbors.
to Amazon.com. It's the easiest way to do it. So check it out.
I love it. So let's go to Plan C, Cameron. And this plan, we're going to head to that community shelter that they've...
It's there.
It is there, right? So you're at home, and with a lack of utilities and with the ongoing medical issue with your old
And your
person.
prepper friend's like, no,
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Not going to
Sorry.
do it. Your family's too weird. I don't like you that much.
You got that grandpa with you.
Yeah. You decide it might be best to brave the elements, go downtown and see what you can find or what you can do at the community center for help. Hopefully they've got food and water and medical care, all the things that you need that you're not getting at home, right? Staying at home, caring for a medical situation that you definitely aren't qualified to do. It just feels like it's too much right now.
For sure.
The storm's coming, everything's effed up. You want to just go somewhere where maybe there's some help. No utilities, Geez, sanitation, heat, nope.
It's
none
just
of
a
it.
lot for you to have to worry about.
It is a ton. So this might have to be done in several ways. This is where it gets tricky, right? It's 10 miles down the road. Your vehicle, you can probably use that for part of it. 10 miles with a ton of structural damage, you probably aren't going to be able to drive right into town, I assume.
Yeah.
Right? 10 miles or so, you might have to get out and walk a portion of it. Who knows what you're going to do, right? So you're going to have to figure that out. Unless your bug out vehicle or your daily driver is like an off-road capable tank of some sort, and you've got the knowledge of the surrounding roads and the landscape, and you can devise some sort of a path. But I was thinking about this today. It's like, even if you could get off-road, there's fences, there's like, how do you
all kinds of crap?
It's very hard to do, right? And you got that elderly sick grandparent, so just walking is probably not gonna like, even if you got 8 miles in and you had to walk for 2 miles, you're not going to walk for 2 miles with a sick grandparent. It's just not going to work. Right. So what do? Do you get like a stretcher or something and like carry them? You know what I mean? Like,
that is tough.
I don't know. Or can you find an ATV of some sort, a four-wheeler or a side-by-side, right? This is where those can come in handy.
Kind of handy.
And you can go over that rougher terrain and you can make it in. Maybe you get a buggy that you pull behind a bike or something.
Yeah.
And put them in there. Anyways.
That's tough. Like, I don't think I know of any main road that's longer than, that's like 5 miles long that doesn't go over some water at some point.
Yep.
Like,
that becomes very
small
hard.
ditch and then you're screwed. You can't get over that.
No. So it becomes very difficult. So that journey is going to be tough, and you're going to have to figure out a way, and it's not going to be as easy as just getting in the car and driving downtown.
Nope.
Also, is it safe out there? With emergencies of this type, we already talked about, the worst people will find a way to take advantage of it in some way, shape, or form. So you need to be aware and ready for those looters, the general lawlessness that comes with this that can pose a danger to you and your family. Have a plan for that. Make sure you've got some sort of self-defense weapons. And then, again, this becomes tricky. If you're taking weapons with you, can you now go into the community center with those weapons? Are they going to check you before you go in? You don't know what that's going to look like, so that's going to be a little tricky right there.
Everybody in town here would have like, all
Walking.
the rifles and like 16 pistols on their belt.
Nobody would even think twice about it. This is a
come
funny
on.
thing.
How many you got?
Yeah, bring it. Come on.
You got to have at least 5 pistols.
You got a new gun, Ralph? I haven't seen that one yet. You know what I mean?
A person in town with that name.
I don't know. Nobody lives in Vernal with the name
like
Ralph.
David,
I
Greg,
know.
John.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
Very conservative here.
Yep. Make sure that everyone in the family understands where you're going, how you're getting there, and what to do if you're separated, because it might be a tough little journey into town.
Yeah. And then you got a freaking thunderstorm on your heels.
Yep, exactly.
Nobody wants that.
Nobody does. And then you're going to want to make sure you bring along some sort of identification, maybe even proof of address. Like, you don't know what they're going to require down there or what they're going to be asking or what they're going to need. You're definitely going to need medical information, insurance papers, especially since you've got this old person with a bad ticker or something or whatever the heck crap they got going on. A bug out bag for every person.
It's going to cost you.
It's going to cost
if you want to stay here.
Yeah. Like a bug out bag for everybody for this journey. Why not? It's going to be nice to have some things when you get to the community center anyways. So just fill those suckers up. Communication for the ride or for the journey is going to be a big deal. Your two-way radios for you and your family as you're going is going to be important, but also an emergency radio to continue to get updates as you go and when you get to the community center. Like those little emergency radios that you can throw in a backpack are fantastic for that. That's perfect for what you need here. So,
and at the community center, just leave it full blast, loud as possible.
For sure.
Like,
yes.
I don't care.
That's how it's done.
Hey.
Yep. So what are the pros here? You leave your possibly dangerous house, right? That place is a freaking mess. And you get out of there. You get somewhere with more resources. That's what you need. You hopefully get some medical attention for your sick grandparent because you can't really give it to them or you don't feel like you can. And you're going to have the most up-to-date information as quickly as possible because you're basically at the source at this point. What are the cons? You have to travel in a very dangerous environment, which it could be scary and which could mean somebody gets injured or
putting you in a much more dangerous situation.
You're going to be staying in a building with a lot of other people who you really don't know, who Cam was saying weird.
Yeah.
They're gross. They're sick. They're coughing. They're talking loud. They're, doing all that stuff.
That is guaranteed.
So annoying.
Like, talking at like level 12.
Always.
Just like
Always.
about everything.
Yep. So that's going to suck.
Or you can't get into it. Maybe
you
it's
can't.
overcrowded and you're like, ew.
Maybe you get there and
Take the path back.
They deny you. And you're leaving all of your gear and all your supplies, or most of it. You're going to take some of it with you, right?
Yeah.
So the gear needed, you're going to have a vehicle, maybe an ATV, a bike, a buggy, a stretcher, whatever it's going to be there.
Hand cart.
The hand cart. Bug out bags, communications, and a basic first aid kit for the trip.
Yeah. Yep. That's
And
a tough one.
Here's a crazy thing. We have a plan D.
Yeah, we do.
We've never done that before.
No, we haven't had a plan D, huh?
Nope.
See? Building onto this.
Mm-hmm.
So, you gotta talk about bugging out.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. You gotta get out of Dodge.
Yeah.
So you decided it's not safe at home.
Mm-hmm.
Your friend denied you,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, I'm not going into town. I'm not dealing with more people that are in, a crisis.
Yeah.
So you're just like, I'm gonna get out. You don't want to risk any of that community crap. So hopefully you have a tank full of gas in your truck, or you have gas to add to, because you just don't know. I mean, obviously you need a bug out plan. Where you're going, Are you going to go up to the hills and try the cabin? Hopefully it withstood the earthquake.
Sure.
Or are you going to go to the next town that maybe wasn't hit as hard and stay in a hotel?
Yep.
But in some way you're leaving. You're getting away from all of it and hopefully finding a better location. But you don't know.
No,
you don't have all the info on what's going on outside. Maybe they got it worse, or it's all burned down. Or the storm just destroyed them as it makes its way to
And you were actually in the best area.
Yeah. And so also you have to have a capable vehicle because the roads are going to be beat up again. You may not even make it out of town.
Right.
But as far as you can, the other thing is, like you were saying, you've got to transport that elderly person somehow.
And you still have to find medical help.
Yeah,
probably.
true. Yeah.
In this bug out.
Yeah.
Right.
Their breathing's not going to get better getting them out of the town.
Probably not.
You just need to get away from it all. You're going to feel better.
Little vacation. Do you good.
Yeah, you breathe better.
Yeah.
So somehow you've got to think, if I can't take a vehicle and I can't transport them in that, are we willing to carry and drag them to wherever you need to go?
Drag them.
I just picture you got them holding on to your back and their legs just. That's all you can do.
Ow.
And then
Ow.
my
Ow.
back. I forgot my back peel.
I can't feel my feet.
I gotta pee again.
Just go, Grandpa.
This is it. I can't do it. Leave me behind.
Did I ever tell you in 1927? Shut up. Trying to bug out.
The mustard gas got me. This is trench warfare.
I was lucky I was able to have children.
The Red Baron was coming in hot. I was trying to get through. But anyway, again, since there was an earthquake and now a thunderstorm rolling in, and you feel the second coming's near.
Thunderquake. Yeah. You see Jesus rising
You
in the
just
east.
don't want to be, you're not prepared enough and not ready for it, so you're getting out. No. You're getting out of town.
Yeah, no.
I need more time. So the pros of bugging out. You might find a much better situation. You do take your chances and the roads are decent enough and you get to a town, you stay at a Holiday Inn. Ride it out.
I like Holiday Inn Express.
Yeah, Holiday Inn Express. Is there even a Holiday Inn anymore? Just a regular one?
I don't know.
Sorry.
It's information I
That's
don't know.
all we got. Not the Express. Again, and you're not burdening anyone. You don't have to worry about dumping your problems and situation onto other people. It's all about your own survival. You could possibly get to another location where the medical facility is not overrun.
Facility.
I said it right.
I know. I was just
nailed it.
I was doing.
I thought I always screw that up. And then you can dump that old member off, and you can be on your way.
That old member sounds gross.
Yeah, it does.
God.
You avoid worsening situations or threats because you leave that mess and hopefully find the Green Valley.
Green grass at home.
I always thought it was the Great Valley.
Oh, I don't know.
Is it the Green Valley? No, I think it's the Great Valley, and I always thought it was the Green Valley.
I don't know.
I got to watch it again.
Yeah.
There's only
it's
9
time for
of
another
them.
wash.
Yeah.
Wash 2.
Hey, my body's stinking. It's time for another wash.
Yeah.
And then beating the masses of leaving. You know, you don't have a big roadblock to deal with or a big traffic jam of people in side by side just tipped upside down trying to get out.
Like a turtle on his back. Wheels a turn.
Full throttle.
We'll get there.
Rocket.
By the voice of Trump, we're going to get there.
Extend the flag. It'll push us over.
Trump 2024. Trump 2024. Push,
man.
Grandpa,
All you can
push.
see is those bright LED flag lights.
I know.
What is that?
Yeah.
The cons, risky road. You don't know. You might not
Risky
get-
road.
Risky road. Take me home.
It's either ice cream or like a scary place.
Tillamook Risky Road. It's got pieces of asphalt in it.
It's like an earthquake-themed ice cream.
Got glass shards and asphalt pieces.
And then you have aftershocks.
You got pop rocks in
Pop
there.
rocks in there.
I'd eat it. Well, not the real asphalt.
Man.
May end up on foot, and
Yeah.
that's always sucky, especially with the thunderstorm rolling in.
For sure.
Obviously, trying to transport an elderly person, you're putting them at more risk. You know, shocking that body. It's just too much for them. Yeah, this is it. I'm done. Leave me by the side by side.
Leave me beside the side by side.
Side, put it up by side and then that side. Okay.
I remember when Eisenhower said, just saying random crap.
We stormed the beaches.
Yeah.
MacArthur told me once.
And I found a whorehouse that night.
I meant to tell you, children. I have other children. Possibly exposed to the elements, obviously, because you left all the security of a home. Possibly desperate or risky people along the way.
Risky people, risky road.
Yeah, exactly. It's a tough place you're leaving. Obviously, you're not taking all that food that you've been storing over the years and all that water.
Probably not.
So you don't know how far you can get. You can't carry every bit of supplies. That rascal taking up a lot of room too, trying to transport.
Surprise, you can't take all the supplies.
Surprise, I can't take the supplies.
Yep.
We should make stickers for this podcast.
We should.
Bumper stickers.
Definitely.
And then how well will that work out? Like I said, you might run into a town that's just as bad, and you drove 25 miles, and your loved ones are getting sick.
Yeah, now you're in Democrat territory. Dealing with a bunch of Biden lovers.
Yep. And the Republican territory is under second coming. He's getting lightning bolts and fires.
Jesus is over here. Satan's in this town. What are we supposed to do?
Exactly.
It's a risky road, I tell you.
It's a risky road.
Uh-huh.
And so, and obviously, you need Plan C, B, D, T, Z.
LGBTQ plan.
You do need that one. It's only the right thing to do is have that one.
Yeah.
So what kind of gear do you need? Obviously, you need some good bug out bags.
In the Korean War, we used to hang the gays. Now we praise them, put them on television. I don't know.
I just see him chatting but not moving his limbs. You're just dragging him. You're just saying all this stuff. In the Korean War, can you turn so I can see where we're going? Obviously, gasoline. You're gonna need that.
Yeah, you gotta have it.
You're not gonna be, filling the tank up on the way out of town during this.
Probably not.
You need a location. You can't just like, I'm getting out of here. I don't know where I'm going. Just heading north, following the moonlight.
Moon keeps moving.
I can't go up. And like you were saying, you got to have some weapons with
I
you.
once made love to a girl in the moonlight. I was 17. She was a 12-year-old girl.
And your kids are like pouring water in his mouth. I'm gonna make it.
Grandpa's shaking again.
Yeah, cash.
Yeah.
Because along the way, those risky people
for sure.
will take cash. And Plan C.
Yeah.
The other thing is you need a good medical supply. You're going to be transporting this old person that has a whole like massive hospital by his bedside.
Should not have put this old person in this.
It's tough, man. But I'm thinking like
Yeah.
they probably need an oxygen tank and they need their bag of diapers and they need, it's like, you're not just going to take your medical kit. You're going to take all these other things.
Yeah.
Bedpan
Uh-huh.
and the nurse is coming with you too. I want my nurse with me. Give me a shot of morphine.
I'll be fine.
And then obviously communication device.
Yep.
You need to listen to what's going on. You need to talk about what's going on.
Yep.
Anyways,
Holy mackerel.
that was a mess.
Well, I don't know what to do in this situation.
I don't know either. I would obviously, just like any other, try to stay in my house.
Sure. Yeah.
Even if I had a hole in the roof and one wall was missing, I'd be like, I'll just stay in here.
Yeah.
I'll die here.
Like when we stormed the beaches in Normandy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody will breach these
When I
walls.
pedaled that submarine through the Japanese forces.
I hit Okinawa at full speed.
And we launched that torpedo right into those sums up.
Oh my gosh. President George H.W. Bush was my sidekick on this.
He's laying there by the side by side. No one else is around. He's just talking about all that stuff.
It's raining.
What is he talking about? He's talking about World War II.
It's a tough one, man.
But I'd probably try and stay.
Yeah.
Second, I'd hit you up
Yeah, you would.
and be like, bro, can I bring my grandpa over to your house?
You can bring your wife and kids, but don't bring grandpa. I don't want to deal
That
with
would be tough. That would be
his
tough to
stories.
like, I'm taking you on and I have to take it.
Yeah.
Half
Take
dead
on
man.
me. Take me on. Okay?
That's a good one.
I don't know. It's a risky road out there. and
It's a risky road.
I don't know what to do about it. But that's it. That's the earthquake scenario.
Which one did you say?
I didn't say anything. It's a risky road. That's all I
don't
said.
even know, huh?
I don't even know. I think I would try and stay home.
Yeah.
With the grandpa though, I would be too scared.
It ruins so many plans. You just gotta hope he
I know.
passes.
We'll give him 15 minutes. If he's still alive, we'll make a decision.
We'll finish him off.
We'll finish him off. Grandpa, go push on that wall that's kind of leaning over.
Kids, I want to go check how far the storm's coming.
Yeah.
And smother 'em.
Yeah. Guys, today's podcast is brought to you by TacPac, the only tactical subscription box with useful professional grade stuff inside. Use code Casual Preppers and get a free $70 machine-made part from Next Level Armament. You want to survive an earthquake? Get you a TacPac.
Yeah, you should.
You really should.
They have such good stuff. I was actually at the pawn shop and I'm like, I need to buy an AR-15 because
You do.
we have so many
We do.
supplies. I could build like a transformer gun.
100%. And the cool thing is we have the latest TacPac here, and we can talk about it. Why don't you just do it right now?
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Okay? We have the CMMG Bolt Catch Kit.
It's in here somewhere.
It's in there, I promise. Then we have the
it is.
Mechanics Fast Fit gloves. They fit so fast.
I already got them on.
Yeah.
I have a brown pair and I love
Do
them.
ya?
They're so nice.
Well, I like the black pair.
Yep.
Okay. We
I
have
won't say anything.
The My Medic Scrape Kit.
Dude, I love their stuff.
They got good stuff, man.
Bite and sting,
Mm-hmm.
scraping, bling.
We got the rifle length tech mat.
Yeah, those
There's
are
a little
nice.
mat to put your stuff on. The Mechanics shooting glasses.
How'd they get all the stuff in here?
I don't even know how they fit it in there.
Oh, nice.
And we got the Papa Smurf vinyl sticker.
I didn't see that one in there.
Pretty good. Pretty
Must be
good.
underneath something.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
We also have the latest battle box.
There it is.
Okay.
It's a big box.
It's a big one. Mission 110. First item in the basic box is the Rockagator Ultra Light Series dry bag. You know, if it's thundering out there and you got water coming down, you're going to want a dry bag.
Good, Frank.
Are you doing all right? So, yeah, a dry bag. That's good.
I always love a good dry bag.
I do too. The Empowered Lucy Core. This is a light.
It looks like a catheter.
It's not. It's a light. Then we have the SOG entrenching tool. These are great for your vehicles. Put them in
That
there.
was a nice one. That's right there.
Then we go to the advanced box and we have the Fix-It sticks. It's the shooting and hunting edition. Little tool. fix stuff.
Was it shoot?
Nope, doesn't shoot. Then we have the Kong Case Rampage Edition. These things are fantastic.
I'm not lifting that.
Yeah, but it's cool. I actually made a little communication
you
case
did.
for mine. It worked out pretty good.
Like, radios ain't working inside that case.
No, I can't do it beside your brain. I'm in a case, you idiot. And then we have the Razorback Canyon Fixed Blade Knife. Man, can't get enough knives.
Good stuff.
That's it.
I can't. That's a huge box.
It's big.
Like, it's crazy all the stuff that they say.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's pretty
I'm going to
good.
talk about some stuff.
Do you want to do the medical tip?
Yeah, it'll be fast.
It's time for the quick and dirty medical tip.
What, do you not want to do medical?
I always like them.
So, just this last weekend, I covered the walk-in clinic, and I had a fish hook
Did
injury.
you say Ewok Clinic? That's what I heard.
It's fun. I'll tell you what.
Those little hairy
You have to
midgets.
shave them down and find the problem.
You always get to shave them.
Yep.
That's the fun
every
part.
time.
Shearing a sheep.
The walk-in clinic.
Okay, I get it.
And yeah, someone had a fish hook stuck in their finger, which is pretty cool.
Was
So
it
I
a
was just-
barbed hook?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I was just going to revisit this.
Yeah.
So you have a couple of options of removing a fish hook. The best thing is if you have some lidocaine, obviously, you're going to do a digital block, so you just numb the whole finger. Then you can do a lot of things.
Yeah.
But if you're out and about and you have a fish hook in your finger and you can't back it out, it's super painful.
Yeah, sure.
And so there's a couple ways. There's the string method. So the string technique, basically you're going to wrap string around the curve of the hook and then just one swift, like quick yank.
That's
Just rip it out.
Gonna hurt.
Yeah, it is. But it's going to be faster and it's most likely going to get, it's going to come out instead of you trying to like slowly work it out.
But it's got that little loop on, or the little like
Little barb.
eye piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah. So that one would hurt, but it's possible.
Okay.
Then the next technique is the push through. So you're going to actually push
Tried that one.
and and poke it, poke the barbed end out. Getting all weird now.
I tried this one.
And then you use some dikes and snip it off.
I did that once.
Yeah. And then you can just back it out because it doesn't have the barb on there anymore.
Makes sense.
The needle cover approach. This is the other one. So this one, obviously, you'd have to have some supplies. So if you have like an 18 gauge needle, you can slide it in along where the hook is and basically cover the barb with the. So you actually can back it out because it's nice and smooth now.
Yeah, sure.
Back it out. Back it out. And then, so those are the three methods of removing the fish hook. And then after removal care, put some triple antibiotic ointment on it, keep it wrapped, irrigate it, obviously, before you do all that. And then hopefully you're up to date on your tetanus shot.
Yeah.
So, anyways, there you go. Little fish hook.
Hopefully
injury.
it don't happen.
Yeah.
Hopefully it don't happen.
Yeah. They suck, man.
Yeah.
They suck.
That sounds not fun. That's it.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap on this show. I hope the earthquake don't happen to y'all.
I can see it. Whoever's listening is like, what am I supposed to do?
I don't even know. All I heard was grandpa jokes.
Mother or grandpa?
I don't want to kill my grandpa.
These guys are ruthless.
Yeah, we are.
But
Sometimes we're ruthless.
Yeah, those
We got
are
in that mood today. Ruthless mood.
That was the introduction of Plan D.
Mm-hmm.
I got Plan D.
It's a risky road out there.
I always have a Plan D.
Yeah, always. All right, guys. Thanks, and stay survived.